it's Kathy, and I'm finally back with a process video. And for this one, I'm going to use my new product line just because it was sitting right beside me and I wanted to do something since it's Valentine's Day, although the pictures have actually nothing to do with Valentine's. But the product line, while being very cutesy and lovey-dovey, could also be for lots of different other things. So that's what I'm going to use it for. And I'm starting with this paper from the Maggie Holmes Carousel collection, and I'm just using my gelatos and drawing across some of the scallops. And I'm not making it perfect because I'm going to smudge it anyway, but I'm just using some colors. I have quite a few gelatos, but I don't necessarily have like bright colors of gelatos, and I could have used other products instead for this, like watercolor or something. But gelatos, if you're not adding water to them, they don't really do anything to paper. Like they're not going to warp it or anything like that. And I didn't really want my paper to warp. So I just kind of went along and I tried a few different colors and didn't like them. And that's why there's some different colors on there now that look, I don't know, like there's maybe one or two colors on top of each other. And that's because I started with one color and then went, oh, that's not a good color, and went to another one. So I have these two pictures of my daughter, and these were taken in either late August or early September, and it was actually a day that we went out to do a little bit of back to school shopping. And then we went downtown to the candy store, which is called Freak Lunchbox, because she really wanted to go down there, and I love Freak Lunchbox, and I don't get to go downtown very often, so I was pretty happy too. So I thought I would use some of my two 3x4 papers that I printed out. These come in 8.5 by 11, but I had shrunk them down just for presentation to 3x4, just because I wanted to print them on my 4x6 photo paper. And they printed out quite nicely. As you can see, the colors are very vivid. And I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do it. If I want to use any to back them or what I want to do. And there were 8 papers altogether, and I grabbed 4 of them. So I still have 4 other ones left. But I'm trying to figure out, like, what do I want to do? And there's something about when I'm laying down the picture, it's because there's nothing on the top. There's no gelato right at the very top. It looks very odd to me, so that's why I can't quite wrap my head around what I want to do. So I will go back later and put another stripe of color on the top. So I backed it with one of the papers. It was like a rainbow one that said love, and then I'm just using some cardstock in coordinating colors that would match well with the product line. And I wanted to get in some purple since I didn't actually have purple gelatos, and I'm not sure if it was just how old this paper, like I don't know if this paper was really old or what the deal was with it, but it ripped so weirdly, this purple basil cardstock, and it almost felt like fabric when I was ripping it. But because of that, it did rip with all these fibers and very oddly, and I actually ended up really liking how that looked. It was messy and just kind of fun. So that added a little bit of that whimsical feel to what was going on. So I thought that it really helped, and it really brought out the colors in the picture, and it kind of helped them stand out because, you know, there's a lot going on right now. There's scallops in the background, and there's color in the background, and everything like that. And I mean, I just kind of on a whim decided to do that thing with the color. I originally wasn't going to do anything. I was just going to leave it plain, and then I don't know what came over me. I decided I just had to add more color. So yeah, so there ends up being a lot going on. And then I decided I wanted to actually back my papers as well. So so I start backing it with black and white. Well, it's not black and white. It's just polka dot tissue paper with big black polka dots, and I bought it at Michael's, and it's one of my favorites. I know there's some places where you can get these really cute ones that the polka dot's really small, but I don't have access to that. So this is the next best thing. And it just kind of adds a little bit more texture and stuff, and it pops up that other paper because I have layers and fun foam underneath the other one. So I kind of needed that for this one. And I stapled it together because it's folded several times, so you need to make sure that it sticks several times, and you have to be careful putting tape on tissue paper. It can rip quite easily. So yeah, I think that layout design looks good. It's just a grid design, which is it's very typical, but I thought it worked well to showcase what was going on, because then I can make a little display on the top left and the bottom left and the top right. And so I'm just grabbing any pieces that I think go well with the theme. So I'm grabbing a lot of either candy or like the soda pop and the bubblegum machine and the food type stuff. Just because she's at the candy shop, I thought it would play off well with that. And I mean, there's a lot I could do. Like I could put that rainbow in there, and I don't leave that rainbow in there because I end up taking away some of the stuff that's kind of, to me, a little bit more, I guess, 80s inspired or very early 90s inspired. So the mixtape and the diamond and the Polaroid camera and the rainbow all kind of remind me of that type of stuff. So I do take that away and put some other stuff there instead. But I did leave the little conversation hearts in because they're candy. So I thought that worked well. And I am going to leave the love in, but I think I do eventually put it up at the top. I don't really have like a reason for it. I just kind of played around, and then I decided I needed red in every corner. So the gumball machine is red, the bow for the cookies is red, and then I put that cherry in with the unicorn because it's red, and the soda pop has red hearts and the striped straws. So that worked out really well, and I like the bubble gum in one side and the I keep calling it soda pop, but we do not call it soda pop where I live. We just call it pop. So I know some places just call it soda and stuff, but yeah, we just call it pop. So I guess the pop. And I decided to include the unicorn because I just love the unicorn. She's just so cute. And she kind of has a candy color scheme going on. So I don't know. I just thought she was adorable. I popped a whole bunch of stuff up on Pop Dots and stuff like that, including the donut and the unicorn and the cherries. And then these are from the Main Squeeze. I think it's called Main Squeeze collection from Crepe Paper. And I just thought that the colors would work really well and it would bring in some more red. So I just wrote Candy Shop. I don't know. That was just the title that kind of came to my mind. Like it could have been anything, but I don't know. I just liked writing Candy Shop. I just thought it was cute. So I'm going to eventually move it over, I think a little bit more later, and put in an exclamation mark. And so here's where I kind of thought I wanted to do something a little different. And originally I was going to make little candies, but it didn't really work out. So then I just went, you know what, forget it. I'll just use the paper. These are the plastic clear wrappings from Quality Street chocolates that are still kicking around my house. And I just folded them and tucked them in, and then I think I ended up like gluing them down later or something. So that just kind of gives a little bit of added texture and whimsy to the page. No idea if they're if they're acid free. Not worried about it. I think they're really cute. So you could like wrap them around and make candies, but I didn't bother. And so I'm going to add some Heidi Swapp Color Shine. I think this is just in the Primrose. And the last thing I'm going to do is stamp with with a stamp that I actually bought at, what's that place called? It's My Happy Place. I don't remember what it's called. Anyway, and I'm actually gonna stamp the word Happy Place in black, just all around in different spots, because that is kind of one of her happy places. She loves going to the candy store. So I just thought that was a great little addition. And then that is it. That's all I'm going to do for this layout. I think it looks really cute and fun and funky, and I used Valentine's in a non-Valentine's layout. So here's a great example of my products in action. So yeah, I really cannot remember what it's called. HomeSense. That's it. HomeSense. Oi. Okay. Anyway, so that's the end of the video. Pictures are coming up. I will see you in the next video, and have an awesome day. So bye.